So, I'm here to talk about the Abyss and talk about just how it was and all that jazz. So, whether you're in chat with me or not, I may chat with you, may not, but hello, Deadpool. Glad you can join us today. Kind of weird that my Elgato is not connecting. Whatever it is, should be connected. Not sure why it's not. But I'm here to talk about just my experience with the Abyss, what I think, how I could have done better, and kind of what it cost me. And this could be an hour, this could be 10 minutes, this could be anything at all, to be honest. I just need my Elgato to be able to decide to work. Strange that this isn't working. Don't know what's going on with me right now. Ooh, can this work? Curious. That did nothing. Anyways, trying to add something. But if I wasn't having technical difficulties, I would simply be able to go over this stuff quicker rather than later. So yeah, figure this thing out. Whether it's today or tomorrow, I'm gonna figure this out why it's not connecting right now. It should be working, but it isn't. But I might as well go over the path and see if this wants to fail me or not. And apparently, it wants to fail me. Doesn't like me right now. Everything I'm trying to connect to isn't working. It's so strange. Usually it connects just fine. Will it connect in this screen? Probably not, right? What's happening? Trying to figure out why this isn't working, so I'm very sorry. For those who are in chat, I'm trying to figure this out right now. Why this isn't working. Why it decides to not work right now. It's so strange. Not connected. It should be connected, right? Reconnecting it. Camera needs to behave. So yeah, it appears we have technical difficulties, but hello. It doesn't want to work for me. Slash MCOC, any chance of completion without Aegon and Doom? Of course, if you want to use a lot of other revives, there's always chances. Depends how many revives that you have stashed up and how many units you're willing to spend. to do under 3,000 units at the moment without no sound. Can you hear me? Let me know in chat if you guys can hear me or not, because my Streamlabs says you can. It may have disconnected for like a millisecond when I was trying to fix things. But it should be working. Kinda low. Or is your volume kinda low? Could be my volume. Anyways. We don't need enemies, we don't need best friends for the stream. Slash you can PM me online, it's all good. Definitely PM me online. I'm trying to figure this out right now, why it's not connecting anyways. My Elgato does not want to connect, that's all I know. Strange. Usually connects just fine. I know I'm going to still be streaming. But, yo, what's up guys? Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you can hear me now. Hopefully.
Hello, I'm Patrick Stewart.
That's not what I wanted.
Did you?
Okay. Cool. So, now that my screen's working, everything's good. I want to talk about the Abyss and how it went. And yeah. So I should make a big and a small of me, huh? That's what I should do. Glad my screen's working now. So I have a few pointers. I did write things down on my treasure map on the other side of it. Just kind of things I want to go about. First of all, people want to know, is it worth it? Is the Abyss worth it at this moment? Although it just came out less than a week ago. I believe it is. I believe if you have a 6-star that you want to awaken, if you have numerous 6-stars that you can bring to rank 3, numerous, not just one, because you may not get that class, numerous 6-stars you want to bring to rank 3, it's worth it. But also, I think it's only worth it if you have an Aegon. At this moment, have an Aegon. Because Aegon, once you get up to combo of 999 or more, I think he just destroys his content. At the moment, a few fights can be soloed, but many fights cannot. The very few, like 2.6 million fights can be soloed. It's pretty hard to get a 5.7 million fight to be soloed, unless it's Red Skull. And Red Skull can be soloed easily with Ronan. That's if you want to put him on your team, which KT1 did. So it is possible. However, if you have the right champions, 1, if you have the right champions, 2, if you have motivation and the time, yeah, I mean, you can split up with the numerous days as long as the champions that you're using, you don't need to be put into Alliance War or Alliance Quest. If you gotta put him in defense, make sure you place your defense first and then start the quest. That's what I did, because my Void and my Void and Sim Supreme go on defense, but I need them for this quest. So what I did is I placed my defense first and then I started the quest. So I made sure I was able to start, to have them first. There are a few fights that are scary. I'm gonna go over each fight one by one, but first I'm gonna talk about the rewards and kind of how worth it they are, whether it's worth it or not for each of these rewards. Um, these 6-star shards are almost always welcome in any content. There's not many content that you get 20,000 from. This is I believe the most 6-star shards from one event that you can get is 20,000. That's 2 full 6-stars. Which, if you think about it, Kabam has been giving us at most half of a 6-star for, I don't know, 100 bucks for an Odin is half of a 6-star, if I believe. Let me quickly double check that though. I'm gonna look at the last time they gave us such an amazing time, Black Friday. See what deals they gave us, how much things were for Black Friday. See if they decide to, see if I even have it up somewhere. Here's, I do not have it up at the moment, but I should have it up somewhere. Let's say that for 100 they gave you about half of a 6-star, although they might give you more. Let's say about for $100 give you half of a 6-star. So for 20,000 6-star shards, that's $400 right there that you would have to spend. If you think about it, Odin wise, $400 is about 12,000 units. So just the 6-stars alone is about 12,000 units worth for completion. But it's not the only rewards here for the 2 6-stars. There's also the 7 tier 2 offers, which these days a full tier 2 offer is maybe worth $10. Maybe. So that's it, $70. That's about $470 so far worth of units. And then 3 full tier 5 basics. There's not much content that gives you 3 full tier 5 basics. So that's pretty big. So right there, let's say it's another $200 right there. It's for 3 full tier 5 basics. Actually no, let's say it's 150 or 130 just to even it out. So that'd be about $600 worth right there for the material that we've seen in this game before. But there's 2 more things you haven't seen in this game yet until now. A full tier 5 class catalyst and a 6-star awakening gem. The full tier 5 class catalyst, don't get me started on how much that's worth. Actually, you might as well go through it, right? So for the full tier 5 class catalyst, for Black Friday and Cyber Monday this past year, they gave you for $100 1/10 of a tier 5 class catalyst, and that's any class. So for $300 you get 3 different classes, 30%, well 10 and 10 basically, and that's if you pull the same class. So guaranteed a full one. This is worth right here almost $1,000 based on the, actually think about it, let's go back to Act 6.3 100%. For I think, was it 50% of a, I think it was 50% of a tier 5 class catalyst for 10,000 units. 50% for 10,000 units. So if you multiply it by 2, that's 20,000 units for a full tier 5 class catalyst. A full one. So that brings us up to like 20,600 units. And then 6-star awakening gem, which has never been seen in this game, a class gem, alone, I would say is worth another, what, 10,000 units at this time? So it's over 30,000 units worth of, over 30,000 units worth of rewards for completion, I would say. And are you willing to spend 30,000 units? No, but are you willing to spend maybe 3,000 to 6,000 units? Maybe 9,000 for this content? For these rewards you haven't seen yet, which they'll be available in the game forever, but still, like, it's going to take a while until we see another T5CC, a full one, again. Because, yeah, it'll take a while. Unless it's like in a 15,000 unit deal, after you have to already spend $100 to get it. That's the only way we're probably going to see it. So I think the rewards are pretty worth it. Now, based on how I span it, whether or not it would be worth it, I think based on my spend, I think it was pretty worth it for the actual rewards that I got. But I will be reading chat also, so I apologize if I haven't read yet. Yo, Bloop, what's up? Glad Bloop got to stop by. What's up, Osman? Teddy, I'm waiting for grind a few more units, then I'm ahead into the Abyss. The C-Map's only, C-Map's gonna take you a lot, man. Like, depends on who you're gonna use for that one. PP talking about the Abyss? Yeah, I am. Kiwi. So what about Kabam saying it would take months for people to complete and even longer for full exploration? So, Kiwi, based on that, there was a Kabam employee in one of Lagsy's streams for while he was running the Abyss. I think it was his Path 2. He had Kabam John, I believe it was, in his stream. And what Kabam John said was, the higher the player rating, the champion rating that you have, you're fighting with in attack, the more hits that you will get against a defender. So if you have a 4-star in the Abyss, you'll maybe get 100 hits if you're lucky, total, maybe. But 5 stars, the higher ranks, like right now at 5-star rank 5, I got maybe 240 hits. 6-star rank 2, which I brought in my 6-star rank 2 hood, you can maybe get 270 hits, maybe 250. But the reason why Kabam said it'll take longer for us to get full exploration, because they didn't expect people to just throw units at this content with the lower and lower, I guess, attack ratings that they expected. Because one day there'll be 6-star rank 5, and you'll easily get 500 hits and easily solo all these fights in the Abyss. But at the moment, the 6-star rank 2s and maybe some rank 3s some people are bringing in, maybe. I think solos are pretty hard. There are a few fights which are easily soloable, which I can go over on the lane that I went through. But Kabam said it'll take a while to full explore, because what the man is fully explore easily, where people aren't spending a lot of money. Just like how LOL, like people can go through with like almost no items, like Brian Grant's doing, KT1's done. Like you can go through a whole path without items. You're not gonna do that in Abyss of Legends at the moment. Maybe one day. When someone says you won't be able to do this, it gives a lot of motivation to say, "Oh yeah, yeah, exactly, PP." And there are people who are rank 3ing a bunch of champions after this. I'm thinking about taking Magic for a CMM, but I'd love to see some footage of that first. I wonder if there is someone taking Magic again. Let me know if I get any footage, or if like someone ends up posting footage. But let's go to what I pulled and whether or not I think it's worth it. So first thing I did is I pulled a 5-star, and I would share my stream, but I don't feel like sharing that right now. I'd rather just go to it. My 5-star pulled was, I believe, I awakened my 5-star King Groot. Which, do I care for that? No, of course not. But it was a 5-star. That wasn't the Killer Beezy. What's up, my friend? So give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna go over what team I used, especially right after I state the rewards that I had. But for sure, I'll go over what team I used. Actually, I'll tell you right now. Might as well, right? The team I used was, let's see if I can pull it up. I have a picture that I brought out that I made today. That I just literally made just now. And I'll show you the team that I brought. So you can see right there, the team that I brought. I brought a rank 5, 5-star Sim Supreme, Awakened, Max Sig. I brought a rank 5, 5-star Void, almost Awakened. I brought a rank 2, 6-star Hood for the synergy with my rank 5, Awakened, Max Sig, Ghost. And my Max Sig, 5-star Awakened, rank 5, Aegon. And I'll kind of state my reasons for each one, why I brought who and how many units it took. But at the moment, I'd rather go over the rewards that I got, just to state, like, because at the time, the rewards I got, I'm like, they're okay. But I've had time to think about it, and I know that some are better than I thought. So 5-star I didn't really care about. It was all about the 6 stars, like basically all about what I got for the 6 stars. So my girlfriend Mistaya spanned everything out for me. The first 6 stars she spanned out, which at first I wasn't too happy about, but now I think about it, was a 6-star champion, the champion. And at first I was like, that was not a God tier champion. How am I gonna use him? Like, am I gonna use this champion? Why would I want him? But I have a rank 5 5-star thing, Max Sig, and I used him in variant 1, chapter 2. And the champion that I used, this champion synergy, was a 4-star. But everyone else was a 5 and 6-star. My Angela, my my Hella, and my Thing, all 5 and 6 stars, part of that full synergy that you want to bring for Thing. But cheese, isn't that the way that Killy BZ says? That was not the right way. Cheese, higher pitched, right? Anyways, I didn't have a 5, 6 star champion to bring into Act 6, but now I do. Now I have the full synergy. Am I in? Let me see if I can. Oh, I can't because defense. That's fine. Let me go to my Mr. Thing. Info, synergies. You'll see the 6-star, right? Maybe not. Anyways, so I now have a 6-star champion for my Thing synergy, which is great. And I'm really excited about that because now in Act 6, because I haven't fully explored any of Act 6 yet, I can take in my full Thing synergy. So I'm really excited about that, to try that out. And then Mistaya, my girlfriend, spanned the next 6-star. And this is kind of where it gets interesting. She spanned and it came out. It was right close. It was almost close to an Ant-Man. And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with the 6-star Ant-Man. It was 6-star Hood, 6-star Ant-Man, 6-star Domino. And it was great. I'm like, okay, I know Domino's a great champion. I have a rank 4 5-star on a weekend. I'm like, okay. I've seen videos of her destroying content, but she's never been for me. Like, I've tried fighting with her, and I never get the big crits. I never get the big damage or big bleeds when fighting with her. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. So I looked up some videos the last day because I finished this on Saturday, and it's Monday now. I looked up some videos, and I've seen her destroying content. I've seen her finish off the Realm of Legends Prince of Soldier in 16 hits. 16. I'm sure it's been done less, but 16. Pretty ridiculous. Rank 2 6-star nonetheless, but a bunch of other YouTubers, content creators state that she is amazing. She's God tier, over God tier, and I can't wait to play with her. I did just pull a 5-star Massacre, so now I have a 6-star Domino, a 6-star Red Hulk, and a 5-star Massacre, whatever you want to call him. So I got the full team now, so I can bring them also into Act 6, or anywhere that I want to bring them. So I'm going to be trying that out also in the next few weeks, for sure. So yeah, then I opened the 6 stones. I didn't get anything too exciting. And then next was the 6-star Awakening Gem. And my friends, the 6-star Awakening Gem I pulled was a 6-star Tech Gem. And I've been waiting for that forever. Forever. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'm using that on Ghost and playing with her. For sure. I'm going to use it on her. I'm going to use some 6 stones that I have for her, because the more 6 stones the better, the more power you get. And yeah, I'm excited to finally use that on Ghost. But then, that's not all. Then we finally spanned the Tier 5 class Catalyst, the full Tier 5 class Catalyst. And what did we get? Did we get Tech? No, we got Cosmic. The last one that I was looking for. The last one. Was I excited to pull it? Heck yeah, I was excited to pull a full Tier 5 class Catalyst. I'm nowhere close to anything else. Nowhere close. Nowhere close to a Tech. Nowhere close to anything. But I'm excited about that, because there's a bunch of different champions who I can't wait to use that for. There's Corvus, who I'd love to use it on. Maybe one day I can have some really high prestige Cosmic champions I can use it on. Nova is decently high prestiged. Silver Surfer, really good prestige. I can use it on to rank 3 him. There's a bunch of different champions I can use this on one day. But at the moment, I'm not going to get to use it because my 6-star Cosmic champions of these 4 are a little lacking and don't deserve a rank 3. Not that I think of. Waking that Ghost already? Oh, I will. After I go over my full path on Waking that Ghost, I'm playing with her. Trust me. I'm going to play with Ghost. Group, what up, 256? I am Man. Ant-Man 2.0 is better, though. Who's Ant-Man? Oh, of course, Ant-Man 2.0 is better. BZ and the Heezy. But let's go over the path quickly. considering going over. Yeah, I'm gonna go over the video. Might as well go over the video and make it like speed up and kind of state like what I thought about each fight. Let me pull that up quickly. Might as well. I'll go over each fight quickly. I have the map also. I can have up. Yeah, boy. BZ wants to know your Abyss team. Oh, trust me, you're gonna see my Abyss team. The moment that I pull up my video, you'll see the beginning and who I bring in. Oh, look, it's me. Let's make sure this is no volume. Hope there's no volume. I'll be back with volume on this. Speak ahead. Thanks, guys. What up, guys? So I didn't actually go into the Abyss right away. Anyone who want to contest against it? I was doing some arenas first to get some more units to finally like kind of finalize my units. See what fights. The top left, I kind of state right there the champs that I wanted to bring. Osman, I didn't get a Tech 25cc. I got a Cosmic, so I can't use it on Ghost. But I did get an Awakening Gem for Ghost, so we'll be using that for sure. But a rank 5 5-star Aegon, rank 5 5-star Supreme, rank 5 5-star Void, rank 5 5-star Ghost, and rank 2 6-star Hood. And everyone came in handy. Definitely did. And yeah. Let me speed ahead to when I actually jumped into the Abyss. Because you guys don't want to see my arena fights. Heck no. Speeding ahead, yada yada yada. Got some milestones. And choosing my team. Void. Because Void's Incinerate immune, so Void can be Mephisto at least. I stated why I chose my team on the stream. Yo, Bloody, thanks for joining today, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the like. I appreciate it. Gus, what's up, my friend? How you doing? Aegon was the main damage dealer that I brought in. Gus. Glad you can join us today. Welcome to the group today. You guys do not want to see my face twice. Yeah, that's my team. Needed. Don't have a Nick Fury. So don't have a Doom. But not everyone's gonna have those champions. You got 3-star Invisible Woman today. Congratulations. Is there an Invisible Woman crystal that's going on? So I brought on that team. Abysmal enhancements, as you can call it, everyone call it. I brought Aegon because he was the main damage enigmatics for has all of them in there and how much HP everybody has. So in case I'm like, what do they have? So once I got him up to 999, Thing doesn't have any into every single fight. There wasn't one fight that I didn't bring him into. Appreciate it. I got enough units I think I can get through. Yeah, there was. There's a few fights I didn't bring him into, but there's a reason why. Yeah, good amount of fights I'm going through today. Good amount. I wonder if there's a way to like just 10 fights instead of 20. Thank you, PP. I muted it. So sorry about that. I don't know why I had that unmuted. Very sorry. You know, if you use this since you have to mute the other video, bruh. Better? Did I do it? I did, right? Anyways, first fight was Thing. I'm gonna speed through all these videos. And Thing, I had a really tough time on. I don't know why. Thing has no enigmatics, no abyssal abilities. I just had a lot of trouble with him. And who knows why. Not me. When I first kind of like, my first run at him, I got 100 combos saved up. I'm like, okay, that's fine. If I get 100 every time, that'd be great. But then, like, before I was done fighting him, he'd hit me and kill me, and I'd lose my combo. Every single time. And that kept happening, and I was already like 5 revives deep, and I'm like, I'm doing this. This run is happening. This is only the first fight of 20. There's no way this isn't happening. So, he kept killing me. By the time I finished that fight, I had maybe 400 saved up, I think. Let's get to the end of that fight, because no one needs to watch the whole fight. I had a little bit over 400 saved up, looks like 450 it looks like, maybe a little more. The Mega Red was a treat after the Thing. He wasn't an issue at all. If he had an abysmal ability, if anything it was something about crits, I think, right? I don't recall if he had an abysmal ability. But it looks like Aegon let's pause it in a second. Is at a 4.85, I think it looks like. So this fight was pretty easy. All you gotta do with first of all, how to fight against Thing. I'm so sorry. For Thing, you gotta make sure he gets to 15 rock stacks, and once he's at 15 rock stacks, bait a special. If Thing is not at a special at 15 rock stacks, then you have to make sure that you hit into his block to get him to a special. So if he's being too aggressive, you're kind of out of luck. But if he's being defensive and scooting back and blocking, hit into his block to get him a bar of power. The moment he gets a bar of power, bait his special one, and then you're good. Don't hit into him though, unless it's his block. If he has 15 rock stacks or more, do not hit into him, because he will go unstoppable, lose some rock stacks, throw a special into your face, and you're basically gonna die. Not a good choice. You also lose your combo. So let's do that over and over. Man, it's important to get sleep, guys. Just do that over and over and keep fighting him the same way. And basically bait a special, try to make sure you don't get hit by the specials. You do have to be close to him somewhat for him to start a special. It happens like that. But bait it, dodge it. I had trouble dodging it. I kept getting hit and stuff. But make sure you, since he's the first fight, you can literally practice against Thing as much as you want. It's going to take 3 energies at most, maybe 5. But go in there, practice. Try to get 250 hits on your first time with whoever you're using, at least. Get all the way up to the final hit count. Yeah, just know how to fight Thing. I've been training a bit against Thing. What helped me was doing 5-hit combos with Aegon, like KT said. 5-hit combos definitely helps, because it helps you know that you need 3 5-hit combos to get to a 15 rock stacks. So yeah, that helps. But then Omega Red wasn't an issue. He might have had 1% power gain per crit, which is possible. And by this point, I already had 400 saved up, so I wasn't into like the full like Aegon like. I wasn't into the full way of like playing Aegon yet at this point, which would be if they don't have a bar of power, you hold heavy and they hit into your heavy, and then you gain so much fury and you maybe lose 5% of it of your health. I kind of got into that more when I got a higher combo, but at this point I'm trying not to die from the spores, death spores, which is what I died to maybe 1 or 2 times, because if you throw a special 3 against Omega Red and you stun him, you're going to want to hit into him as much as you can, but you can't, because then you get 10 death spores and you basically die from the death spores. So you can throw a special 3 all you want, but make sure you don't hit into him and you're watching the death spores while fighting against him. And let me state first of all, I had 2 runs of this. I had 2 days that I went through this full path. The first day, I was very, very impatient. Very impatient. Because I just want to get as much damage as I could as quick as I could. Which is not exactly the right idea they should be going for. You'll kind of see that I died pretty quickly in some of these fights. Because I was being silly, I was being a goof. I wasted a lot more revives and units that I should have wasted. What I should have done is try to get to that 250 hit combo every single time. And try and get all the skirmish charges and warfare charges out of the way, all of them, and then quit out. But instead, I maybe got all the skirmish charges, maybe did get all the skirmish charges every single revive, if I was lucky. But obviously the longer you're in the fight, most likely the more damage you're going to do. But I was trying to do as much damage as I could and just kept losing. Wasted some revives because I had some of my units at first. I had 4,600 saved up. And I was like, oh, I got this easily. But come to think of it, I had 4612 saved up. It shows how much I had saved up at first. And 323 was kind of at the end of the 4612. But I had 4612 saved up, and I'm like, oh, I have all these units to just burn easily. I saw someone do a full Aegon team, and he wasted only 3,000 units, and then he wasted 6,000. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not the first one in here. I know how to do these fights. I've seen them. I can do this easily. And yeah, basically these fights took a while, because 2.6 million health takes a while. Quake wasn't that hard of a fight. Quake was just make sure she doesn't put any concussions on you, or make sure she doesn't throw her heavy, make sure you can bait her special 1s and 2s so you can dodge them. If you can't, you're screwed. But her abysmal ability enhancement says Quake constantly builds up an earthquake meter throughout the fight. When earthquake meter hits 100, the attacker is instantly knocked out, striking Quake with a critical hit, reducing her earthquake meter by 8. So basically want to hit her with critical hits and put a bleed debuff on her, because bleed debuffs will lessen the earthquake meter, and then also a critical hit will lessen it too, so you don't want to go up to 100. So you'll see kind of like that green buff under her name. If it goes to 100, you're basically dead. But with Aegon, if you haven't already ramped up, that's not going to go to 100, because you're basically hit so many crit hits. And I don't think it even goes over 30 at any point at all, not even close to 100 when fighting. But of course, I did 23 hits in the first time through, and I'm like, you know what, let's try again. So I kept not doing well, and I knew that this is an easy fight too, because you literally just got to bait specials, get through the skirmish charges, and you'll be fine. So she throws a heavy out of nowhere. There's a few times she did, a few times where I'm like, oh, well, I should have like evaded her specials, and I didn't. But Quake had 5 million health, I think. She was the first 5 million health. Let's look. After I die, it says how much health she has. I think she was the first 5.7 million health. Yeah, yes. She was the first champion that I fought against with 5.7 million health. Third champion in the Abyss. It's like, this fight was quicker than the Thing fight, but Thing also ramping up Aegon. By the time I had it under 50%, and by the time I had it under 17%, I had the rhythm going, and I could easily get 20% off at a time. I was able to get my skirmish charges off, my warfare charges off. She would randomly throw a heavy sometimes, and that would basically kill me in the end. But being able to do over 100 hits was kind of nice. I just kind of wish that I was able to do even more than 100. But Quake wasn't that bad. Next fight was Medusa, 2.6 million health. And Medusa is a pretty easy fight if you have a Mystic champion to fight against her, because her abysmal enhancement is basically every 15 seconds she gains a concussion. And if you nullify any of her buffs or stagger her ever, that concussion timer is, that unstoppable timer, every 50 seconds she gains an unstoppable, the unstoppable timer will basically reset. And that's pretty useful. There's a timer on the right side, I think, all the way on the first right, that resets anytime that she's nullified or staggered. And if you never get nullified or staggered her, she goes unstoppable. That's why you want a Mystic champion. That's why Dr. Doom is great for this fight, because he's easy to put a nullify in her. That's why Sim Supreme is great for this fight, because he easily nullifies all of her buffs. Which you see here, like, let me look at the first run I had at her with Sim Supreme and see how far I got her. I did pretty well, I'll admit. I think I did. Yada yada. Speeding ahead. Should have these timed marked, but I didn't. On to Medusa. See what the first run. I think the first run with Sim Supreme, I knew that that's what I brought him for. I brought Sim Supreme for all of the cosmic fights. All of them. And I knew that the cosmic fights he'd be great for. And let's see how much damage I did. I think I did as many hits as I could the first round through. So I'm trying to get through it now and show you. I don't think she ever hit me. I think I kept my combo pretty well. The only issue was baiting her specials kind of sucked. And yeah, what up, Katie Candy? What up, Kyle? How you guys doing today? Glad you guys are joining me today. I'm just going over my run, what I thought about it. It might be a longish video, but I figured those who are interested in the run and interested in each champion can kind of go over which part of the live stream I'm at. But yeah, so baiting specials for her kind of got annoying, because if you don't hit her in a certain amount of time, she gets the Fight Me Coward, which basically makes your skirmish charges go down without even touching her. Which is kind of annoying, but not that bad. Her auto block isn't that bad because she doesn't parry you, so you can literally hit into her when she has 3 Furies if you want and test it. It shouldn't be an issue. I did lose my combo there, but I think I make it all the way to the end of this. Pretty sure I do. I don't. Cool, so I got close. But I got her down 24% my first try. And with Sim Supreme, that wasn't bad. Especially because I only had, which I regret, really regret, I had 1 mastery in the Bleed Mastery. Just 1 point in the Bleed Mastery in Deep Wounds. I should have had 4 out of 5 in Deep Wounds. Should have done so much more bleed damage. I brought Hood here because I already had a 6-star rank 2 Hood in the team for the Ghost Synergy. So I could take no damage when fighting against Captain Movie Marvel and against Special 3s when I brought Ghost in. And he did okay. I think I started at 76. Let's see how much damage I did here before he dies. Yada yada. Should throw the Special 3 because somehow. Oh yeah. So I made it all the way to the. Made it through all the charges, which is what I was going for. I got her down 10% with Hood. Hood doesn't do that much damage, but it's all good. She threw a Special 3, destroyed me. I revived Sim Supreme up, and just did the same strategy that I had. And it was pretty hard for me to lose any percentage at all. Like, I'm at 39%, I'm 63 hits in. Like, parrying isn't that bad. They don't hit that hard against your parry. So don't be worried about blocking, don't worry about parrying. Like, even when she had 3 Furies up, I was still able to parry her, and I barely did any damage. I'm 90 hits in, I'm still 1% down than I had started at. And I got her down to 47% because she got comboing me out of nowhere, no clue how. But yeah, she didn't take that many revives. She took maybe 3 or 4 revives, I think. And yeah, I should have had... If you're going to play Sim Supreme or someone who's going to bleed her, you might as well put more points in Deep Wounds, which I regret not doing that. So, basically for her, you just want to nullify. Not an issue. Next fight's Mephisto. This is the only reason I brought Void into this fight. And let's see how I did the first round in, just before I even revived him. Let's see, before I brought him in. Looks like I didn't get that much off first time. Well, it looks like I got 20% off first time. Which isn't that bad at all. Teddy upon death. I hope my Unawakened Sim Supreme does well against Usa Hype Champion. I don't want to waste 1 or 2 of my generics on SS since I probably won't use them much. Unawakened's going to be okay. Awakening Sim Supreme is very useful because the times that you can't get a stagger on the champion you fight against is really annoying. But then the Awakened ability just makes one pop up on them. And it's amazing because sometimes if they're very, aggressive and you can't hit them, you can't get stagger on them. But then the Awakened ability just puts one on them. It's so useful for Hyperion, for Medusa, and for the champion. It's pretty useful. But you can probably do it without. It's just you need to be very aggressive and make sure that stagger is always on them. Especially the 2.6 million health. So I got him down to 75. So I got 25% off in one try with Void. Void's really good for this fight. He's not going to solo it, at least not a rank 5 5-star. He doesn't do enough damage. But Void is really good for this fight because he's Incinerate immune. He can reverse the power gain and any regen if you ever got it, which I'm not sure you get to regen. He can reverse that regen also, or stop it at least and petrify it. But yeah, so I used Void over and over. I want to say it was 4 or 5 revives for this guy, maybe less. If he hit me at all, it wasn't that much damage. Kitty Candy, yeah, I was surprised to see he only had like 4k attacks, and some of them in Act 6 have 10 to 12k, and Deadpool I think has like 20k attack. Yeah, Kitty Candy, it's not that bad. Like, I got hit there out of nowhere, huh? And his skirmish charges are going down, so it's all good. Like, he was almost all the way down. If I would have gone through us again, when I was playing with Aegon, when I finally ramped him up, I would have turned Suicides on, because I had full Suicides activated. I would have turned Suicides on. You do want to throw a lot of special 2s with Aegon, but it's going to do a lot more damage with Suicides. And I would have turned off a few more. I would have done a lot more mastery changes, but I was really trying to save my units for revives rather than masteries. But yeah, he hit into me sometimes. I was all good. I ran this fight with like not that much. And 2 times I got down 50% with Void. Oh no. I pressed the button too much. It's like I can't skip ahead that fast. It's all good. And then I got him to 40-ish%, I think it looked like, maybe 30%, I don't know what that is, 37. I think 2 more vibes and I finally got him down. So he was not an issue. Next fight was annoying. It's Captain Moving Marvel. I brought in Void first. Well, not first, but yo, Killer Beezy, dropping the subscription. Yo, thanks for subscribing, Killer Beezy. Welcome to the crew group, my friend. And yeah, hope you can stay in the stoop and chill. Anyways, so I brought in Void at one point for this fight because I'm like, choose a power gain. I'm gonna reverse that. I can easily do that. Void, you always want to throw a special one. So the only issue with Void is that his specials are energy attacks. And energy attacks are not good against Captain Moving Marvel because it makes her go. It gives her extra furies at the end. It makes her go indestructible too, unless you can cancel that out. But as you see there, I'm reversing her power in just the moment she kills me. So Void was okay for that fight. It takes a while. So I threw everyone I had at her just to see how everyone would do. Hood was really fun to play against her. I didn't play with Hood that long against her because not the best champion. But Hood, when he goes invisible, he can basically have all of her beams go right through him, which is amazing. That, I don't know if you guys can see. If I can pause this. That shock is doing 3171 damage every half second. That's 6,000 damage a second. That's a shock coming special 1. Obviously, she got to a special 3, so she destroyed me. You can't reverse power with an unawakened Hood. You can't power steal or anything. So I got destroyed. But that took off a good amount, so I'm like, oh, let me try that again. That worked out kind of nicely. So I went for it again. Trying to bait her special, it wasn't working. And then I throw my special 1. So what's bad about Captain Moving Marvel is after you have a bar and a half of power, you're basically going to start degenning until you get rid of your power. So over a bar and a half, 1.5 bars of power, you degen for a good amount every second, and it's going to kill you if you keep having over a bar of power. So getting to a 3rd bar of power with any champion is going to be pretty hard. 2nd bar of power is going to be pretty hard. A power gain of hers can be reversed, can be turned off. Ended up just bringing Aegon to this fight. Storing special 1s. Again, not good because his special 1s are energy damage, but I did as much damage as I could here. I had the chat telling me to just do a lot more heavies when she was under a bar of power. I just didn't trust it because she was almost always above bars of power. I need to learn how to dodge a special 2, and yeah. So if I fight her again, which I don't think I have to, let's see. Let's look at the AOL map. I have to fight her one more time on another path, and before I do that fight, I'm gonna make sure that I know how to dodge a special 2 fully. So I got her down with a lot more revives. The ghost fight was really fun. I brought in a first ghost, and it was a lot of fun because every 10 hits for any basic tech champion with 2.6 million health, every 10 hits they steal your power. So you have to make sure you're watching the power, watching your power and their power, and watching the hit count. There's a text symbol under the opponent's name, and it gets to 10 every time it resets and they steals your power. So if you get hit, like, you won't be able to watch your combo meter, you can watch that instead. But with an Awakened Ghost, I can get to special 2s, no problem. I didn't have my wasps at all, but I just did like almost 100,000 damage in that one special 2. Which kind of my plan was to do as much damage as I could, just do heavies, make sure that when she stole my power, I didn't have that much power, and didn't give her a special 3. So basically, I got almost all the way down my skirmish charges here, and Ghost did a great job. And so I decided to keep in Ghost in. Then I brought Aegon in. He did okay, but Aegon relies on special 2. You can't really get to that special 2 because it steals your power by that point. Aegon was pretty ramped up at this point, though. Wasn't he? Let's see. I'm going to pause it to see where Aegon was. Aegon was at yada yada. Aegon was all the way ramped up to 999 at this point against Ghost. So that was a pretty easy fight. I could have done it in 2 shots easily. I didn't. Could have, didn't. Iron Man Infinity War was really annoying at the final phase. This day right here is when I learned that I can fully evade his special 1. I can fully evade. I knew it was possible. I've seen plenty of people do it. I didn't know I can do it though. So I fully evaded his special 1 almost every single time. When I was near death, I was like, you know what? I might as well learn how to do it. if I could, I'd push him to special 2. He had the same ability, Abysmal Enhancement. Basically, when every 10 hits on him, he steals your power. So it's easy to get him to special 2, pretty easy. But if he's at 9 hits on the combo, and then you're almost, I don't know, he's almost at 2 bars of power, you need to bait out a special 1. I am not able to retaliate against his specials yet, but one day maybe it'll be possible. With Ghost you can if you're phasing through his beams, but I just brought Aegon to this fight until the final 20%. I just did the same thing with Aegon where I just held my heavy, had him hit me, I hit it into him, and just kept looking at the power meter, kept looking at the combo meter, making sure that that tech buff under his name during the fight was, when I was about to hit 10, I didn't have that much power, so I always got rid of my power. When I got to 20% on this guy, I brought in Void, and the reason I brought in Void was because I'm like, you know what, by the time this guy gets to the auto block phase, this guy is going to be power gaining like crazy. So I might as well bring Void before he gets to it. Brought Void at 20%, got him down to, I don't know, 12% maybe 13%. So getting him down that much with Void was awesome. It wasn't that helpful. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. I could have done the same thing with Aegon in one shot. But he's not getting that much power because he's petrified. And that was kind of the main reason why I brought Void for this fight. So Void was pretty useful for a few different fights. Doing that one, I got 113 hits, which is great. I was able to heavy counter his heavy and fully evade his special ones. So I just kept doing this with Aegon, where I throw my heavies at him. What I should have done is held my heavy and waiting for him to come at me and throw his heavy at mine, instead of just going down, because I knew he was going to kill me. So I should have just thrown my heavy at his, had him hit my heavy, and then hit him with my heavy right away, so it did more damage. Next time I fight Infinity War with a 999 combo, I'm kind of just going to bait it, just like here. I don't know why I was trying to hit into his auto block. He's going to throw a special 3 into me and just kill me every single time. I wasted about 2 or 3 extra revives, and I should have used there. Gain power so quickly. Next fight, which will fix it. This fight was pretty easy. He's at 5.7 million health, but I have class advantage. The only bad thing is that at one point he starts regenning. That's when you want to quit out the fight and just quit your life, leave, and whatever. Teddy upon death, thanks for joining us, my friend. LJ, good to see you. What up? Just going over my Abyss and just my thoughts. I have like a bunch of different like things here. So yeah. The first half, went over all my rewards already. To fix it, not too bad unless you regen and you pause it and stop. But I just basically hit into him and just try to bait his special 2s. Try to get my bleed in there, big bleed, by doing a heavy attack, have him hit into my heavy attack. And yeah, that wasn't that bad. So destroying him, finally beat him. Next was Mordo. Mordo's abilities suck. What I mean by that, I don't know why I'm not showing it yet, is that anytime a buff of yours cancels out, you get a charge. When a charge goes to 10, you basically take a bunch of damage. Aegon, when he's fully ramped up, gets True Strike, gets Furies, and he gets those within a couple of seconds. He gets to 10 really quickly and dies almost immediately. I saw someone fighting against this guy. I think it was Arxem, A-R-X-E-M, another YouTuber, Spanish YouTuber, Mexican YouTuber, one of the two, I'm sorry. He was using Aegon against Mordo. Not a good choice. You can do a lot of damage at once, but I brought in Ghost for this fight, and Ghost did pretty good. I was very happy with Ghost. I got him down to maybe 20% every time, which is like better than Aegon would have done at all. And I fought against Mordo a bunch in Alliance Quest, Alliance War, and what you want to do is bait his special 2, bait his special 1. If he goes to a corner and starts power gaining, you throw a heavy at him. He most likely will not throw anything at you. There's a few things you gotta look out for, which I'll state in a second. But with Ghost and the Hood synergy, I can phase through a special 3. But all special 3s give you a 2-second stun timer. With Limber, it may be less. So you can basically live through that stun as long as you throw the special 3 immediately when you phase. So I can parry him. Ghost can parry Mordo because of the fact that Ghost's special. A ghost gets a crit, and crits can go through evade, and he has an astral evade and go through the astral evade basically. But Mortal can block unblockable specials, which I totally forgot about, which you saw a second ago, so I took a few hits. If he's already blocking, he can unblock blockable specials. So I need to make sure he throws a heavy, and that's when I throw my specials. Right here, I totally forgot. He killed me. And I need to be careful there. So I loaded up back on revives again. And a few of these times I did really good, a few I didn't. Something to look out for if you are bringing Ghost and letting him throw special 3s is if he has a Fury up, he throws a special 3. He's not getting a Fury. He's not getting regeneration. And that is a big regeneration. So if that happens, quit out if you see regen. Anytime you see a regen in Abyss of Legends and you don't have anyone to petrify it or reverse it, quit out. Trust me. You don't quit out there. Finish them off. Yeah, this was a fun fight, I'll admit. It was pretty fun. I didn't get down my buff, which is good. The next fight was Venom a Duck, and this is where I kind of finished the first stream, first night. This fight took a while. At one point I brought in Void because I thought it was funny that if he regens like he is right now, you can reverse it. At this point I didn't have Petrify up yet, so I quit out because it was a bad idea. I brought Void in again. I think at this point he does regen, I think I gave him 10% out. No, he doesn't have Petrify yet. He regenerated, I gave up. Like, no, that's not happening. Let's try again. Let's see, do I do it here? Or did I quit this day? 40%. Almost killing me, killed me. And I gave up on Void that time. But I took him down off stream, basically. And that was the first stream. So the second stream, I took on the second part of the map, which was another 9 fights, I think. Sorry, yeah, 9 fights. How the Duck, which I brought in Aegon. And How the Duck, I learned that he has 30 indestructible charges when the fight starts. And if and when you hit a critical hit on him, it takes away 1 charge. And a heavy attack also takes away 1 charge per hit. So if the heavy attack is critical, and you have 3 hits, like Aegon has 3 hits on his heavy and each 1 crits, that's 6 charges to get off right away. So you want to throw as many heavies as you can at the beginning of the fight. You'll do no damage until you get those indestructible charges off. Yeah, so get those indestructible charges off, How the Duck, and just play them like normal. Bait special 1s, not special 2s. And then at 60% and at 30%, How the Duck gets his little like duck regeneration and also the ability to make you degen, I think. There's a certain debuff that it's called. But you have to watch out. 60%, you have to watch out. And if you have Aegon and you're hitting into him, when he crosses the 60%, it's possible after a 500 hit combo to turn off his ability accuracy. So he won't gain regeneration or hit any of his How the Duck debuffs or buffs at all. And at 30%, same thing, you gotta watch out for that. If you stun him during that, that's how you turn off, I believe, just like Ultron. So watch out for those, that's really dangerous. And yeah, so that fight wasn't that bad. It took a while because he has 5.7 million health. It was kind of annoying, but I just did as much damage as I could with Aegon every single time. And at this point, I loaded up new revives, new units from some donations that I got, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, my goal here was to not use all my units for the rest of this run, because at this point I already used 4,000, and I'm like, you know what, that's so much for half of a run, so much more than I've seen people use before. It's because I was impatient the first time. So the second part of the run had a bit easier champions. Some of them were pretty hard, but most of the champions were a bit easier. My goal here was to get as many hits as I could every single time I revive. And the reason why I posted up here, I don't remember why, but every single time I revived, I tried to get as much hits as I could, which ended up using a lot less units than I did the first time through. PP, you want to hear Howard? I don't have my volume up on the fights, so you wouldn't have heard him anyways, but you did in a bunch of other fights. I know that in Seaton's fight earlier, you heard him. Oh, that's my worst enemy at Chick-fil-A. Oh, yeah, because Legacy went to get food, but you couldn't get Chick-fil-A, that's right. So Howard went down, and then the next 2 fights were so fun. This Hyperion is for is basically a fight for any mystic that can nullify. And yeah, Doom is really good for this fight for Hyperion because Doom can power steal, and can nullify. Nullify all his power gains. He can power steal his power and stun him in special 3. And he has the same ability that Medusa had, that every 15 seconds, if you don't nullify him, he gains an unstoppable, which gets really annoying. But if you have someone who can nullify no problem at all, he's no problem at all. Trust me. So I used Sim Supreme this fight, and I did really well with Sim Supreme. Really well. This fight, I basically got to the, I ran out of skirmish charges almost every time. And I was very content. He was very nice to throwing specials. And I always went special 3s. I think I did not have, I think I only had 1 out of 5 points in deep wounds. Again, if I want to do more damage, you gotta master all points into deep wounds if you're gonna use Sim Supreme. All points that you have. And he finally, I ran out of charges and I got him down to 58%, which is amazing. I got him down 42% in one try. He has 2.6 million health. I'm like, you know what? This guy can be 2-shot easily. He wasn't 2-shotted. He was 3 or 4-shotted. But this fight, being the beginning of my stream, made me really happy. He was 3-shotted. Okay. Next fight was Champion, which was a lot easier than Hyperion because Champion doesn't power gain at all. He does go unstoppable, but with Sim Supreme, with Doom, with Hood, anybody you use, you can basically keep him at 0 charges, 0 persistent charges, which is really easy to fight with him. Fight against Champion, especially with Sim Supreme. And one of my buddies, Nick Wilson, is like, I'll give you a donation if you can get this guy down in 1 shot. I'm like, okay, I'll do what I can. So, at this point, did I turn on more points in deep wounds? I think I did. Let's see. Did I do it before or after the fight? So I put 3 out of 5. And I do have 4 out of 5. Manuel Fuentes, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the Coop Group, and I hope you stay in the stoop and stay a while, my friend. Thanks for joining the Coop Group, the Coop Troop, and hopefully I'll see you in another video, my friend. Anyways, I put 3 out of 5. I put 4 out of 5, sorry, which is where I should have been. Because I'm like, I'll get as much damage as I can with him, easily. And this fight was so fun also. Don't let him get to a special 3. Always put as much bleeds on him as you can. Which, in the second half of this fight, I kind of learned that you always want to get as many bleeds on him as you can after a special 3. Because every hit into him after a special 3 puts 1 bleed on him. At one point, I had 15 bleeds on this guy. 15 bleeds. I don't know where that was. At one point, I had 15 bleeds. It was amazing. It was fun. In one shot, let's see how many I did. How many percent I did. Getting there, almost there. 62. Looks like I got 40% down in one shot. And yeah. Ooh, 41% down. And then he killed me. So that's actually pretty good for Sim Supreme, considering that his damage output is okay. And I'm very content with how that fight went. And then I totally missed. You'll see in a second. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I went for it again. I had a small mistake. I was trying to hit into him, and then he intercepted me as I was trying to intercept him, and I died. So that shot was not gonna be 2-shotted. And my friend Nick Wilson's like, told me early in the fight he was giving me a donation if I had 1 shot. I'm like, oh, I didn't do it. Oh well. I'm so into the fight, looking at my phone, didn't have my earphones in, so I totally missed that he threw a donation my way. And I was like, dude, now solo, but great job. I'm like, dude, thank you so much. I already used the money towards that unit that he gave me, but I was like, that didn't happen. I paused it because I read the chat. I'm like, he said you don't even know what happened. I'm like, what do you mean I don't know what happened? I read new donation under. I'm like, wait, what did I just miss? So that was pretty cool. And then I had to replay it. I'm like, wait, what did I miss? What are you talking about? I didn't miss that. So I had to replay it, saw that it worked, and then I believe at this point he joined me on call. And the rest of the the rest of the stream was actually pretty fun having Nick Wilson on call with me. Whether or not he did a good job reading the chat or not, it was fun to be able to like go through this fights and just talk through someone and just not be alone the whole time. Although the chat was here, I had 20 people in chat almost the whole time, which is great. But I couldn't read the chat the whole time. I was just staring down, and it kind of kept me away from being like. It kept my cool during the fight for sure. Just having him here on the call with me. The first stream though, I was able to concentrate really well on the fights, but it was kind of getting aggravating. I kept dying. To have someone call made it easier to just mess around and not really care that much. Yeah, the champion was pretty easy. It was the same way I fought Hyperion. This is the next fight was Cyclops, and I brought Ghost for this fight, but then I realized one of his modes, he can't miss, so he can't be phased. So for this one, I put on some new text on my screen, which you'll see in a second. It's both of the different modes, spread shot and overcharge mode, say what color there was and whether I had to parry or dexed. For this fight, he doesn't gain power normally. That was a total waste of a revive. He doesn't gain power normally. Basically, this Cyclops gains 1 bar of power every 10 seconds. When he has a bar of power, he switches off different modes. He begins in spread shot mode for that bar of power. When he throws it, you cannot dexterity it. Dexterity is turned off. You have to parry it. If you parry at the right time, you get a perfect block, and he takes 0 damage. And then after he throws the special, he goes into overcharge mode, which he gets a yellow buff, which you'll see. He starts with the green one, throws his bar of power. It's a yellow buff under his name. And that's when you have to dexterity his special. You can't parry it because it's unblockable, and it can't miss the spread shot. But it switches off back and forth, so you have to kind of remember what you did last. Having Nick on call would have been useful if I told him, hey, like, can you just keep saying over and over like parry dex, let me know which one I have to do. So I would do that next time. I revived up Ghost and wanted to see how she would do. If I had Suicides on, this fight would have been a lot better with Ghost, so much better. So if you want to go Ghost at all on your team, make sure you have Suicides on. Yeah, so I didn't get hit by that. Brought Ghost again, tried again, didn't work. Didn't go down to Aegon, so I kept bringing Aegon in. Yeah, by the time I got the hang of it, like I started getting him down a lot better, wasted less revives. I just had to make sure I knew what I was doing. If you're going to the Abyss for this fight especially, make sure you know what you're doing. You study up this fight and know kind of what is what, green and yellow, and you know what you did last. So yeah, going into the next fight, Cyclops wasn't that bad. Next fight was Loki. This fight's really easy to use Aegon or use any champion at all. So use any champion. The only issue is he has 5.7 million health. His abysmal enhancement is that when you're close to him, you start power draining. If you're at 0 bars of power when you're close to him for more than 4 seconds, I think it is, you basically die instantly. You get a bunch of you degen a bunch of damage at once, and you're basically gonna die. So don't throw specials unless you for sure know that you can easily have more than 0 bars of power after your special. So with Aegon, the only time to ever throw a bar of power, ever throw a special is if you're almost at 3 bars of power, and you or at 3 bars of power. If you're almost 3 bars of power, you throw it heavy, hits into heavy, and then you throw a special 2, so you have more than a bar of power almost ready after PP, keep that message up, man. Yeah, when's Katie Candy running her best run? I'm curious too. Anyways, I did die a few times in this fight because I was being stupid. But take this fight slow. It's a long fight because it's 5.7 million health, but it's a really easy fight. It's just low key. He's almost always gonna have a bar of power, so you just gotta, like, if you can, push him to 2 bars of power because you can easily, more easily hit him after his second bar of power, second special, rather than his first special. But if you can, don't throw that many specials at him. Only have a heavy attack ready to have him hit into heavy when he has less than a bar of power and you're sure he won't gain a bar of power. And make sure you know how to dexterity his specials, because that's where I kept dying. So yeah, Loki is a pretty nice fight to fight after a bunch of other things. Aegon is basically the attacker has negative 100% offensive ability accuracy except during special attacks. So only special attacks are really going to do all the damage. But with Aegon, if you get a crit, you can basically turn that off. But this is an Aegon vs. Aegon fight. It's an anyone fight, basically. Like, I believe Ghost's phase is defensive ability accuracy, so that's fine. He has 2.6 million health because he's one of the basic ones. He has a basic ability. And yeah, this fight is pretty easy. I thought about bringing Sim Supreme to this fight because I can nullify all of his Furies, but no, Aegon's going to do more damage quicker. So yeah, just bring Aegon, bait special 1s and 2s, and just be patient and try and get to all your warfare charges, and that's it. Next fight is Invisible Woman. This is a fight where you want to have someone who can bleed her. Nick Fury is great for this because any bleed that you put on Invisible Woman basically almost turns off her her invisibility. It unpauses it to make sure she doesn't go invisible. Her force field's really annoying, and she has 2.1 million health, but basically what this says right here, that you see right there, is that for all silent champions you face against for 2.6 million health, whatever the PP, so you can do this fight low-key is what you're saying. Anyone can do those fights. Like those easy fights, anyone can do them, trust me. Just getting there is kind of half the battle. But Invisible Woman's 3 fights to the end. Basically this fight, when she gets a bar power or you get a bar power, you get 1 power sting debuff on you, and it's a timer. When the timer goes off, then you take, I think it was like 300 damage, or 600 damage for each one that goes off. No, sorry, when the timer goes off and you don't use a special, you get stunned. So Nick Fury is great for this fight because when Nick Fury is in his real life stage, he cannot be stunned. You just don't throw specials and you're good. But if you're using anyone else who can be stunned, it's best to throw your specials and just do as much damage as you can. Because that power sting debuff, it stacks up. If she gets a bar power, then you get 1, that's 2 stacks. If you get another bar power, that's 3 stacks before you throw a special and before it goes off. And every single time you throw a bar power, all the stacks that you have go off, and it's 600 damage per stack of power sting that you had on you. Which isn't that bad, but heal up as much as you can in this fight. Her force field is annoying. There's a lot you have to do with that force field to get it down. But once you get it down, make sure you can parry her, hit into her invisibility, because she's stunnable. Just parry her, hit her invisible. If you want to regen at all during this fight, you can. You have to make sure when she's invisible, you're close to her, so you get a certain debuff on you that she gives you. I want to say it's exhaustion, but I'm not sure. But certain debuff that she puts on you, and you can regen if you have willpower. However, there is an issue with this fight sometimes, which I didn't end up experiencing, which is awesome. She will regen to full during this fight at some point. It's a bug. It happens. Didn't happen to me, but I've seen it happen to Seaton and everyone else. If that happens, then you need to turn off this game immediately and just quit. A-Rob, #A-Rob Army. What's up, you guys? How you guys doing? Glad you guys enjoyed me. Finishing off the kind of my review of the Abyss. And if you are curious, you can go through any of the fights that I talked about and just see how I did it or what I thought about it. But basically, this fight, once I got the hang of it, like almost most of the fights, I kind of got it down. I had her hit into my heavy attack to get my Furies up, and then I turned off her force field. And yeah, putting a bleed on her makes her invincibility unpause, so that's kind of really important. And make sure she doesn't get a special 3, because that will kill you. And yeah, that's basically all I did for this fight, was just that over and over. Just had her hit into my heavy, got her to a special 3, had her kill me because I was stupid. I got impatient, so again, try and get as much hits as you can per revive, and you'll be okay, I promise. I boosted up for this fight because I knew that I can get to this fight in the next 2 fights in the next hour. Plus I want to get her force field down quicker, so it's easier to get that down quicker by boosting up, of course. She goes invisible, she's bleeding, her invisibility is unpaused, which I made sure of that. And yeah, by the time I got the hang of this, I got a lot more percent down before I died every time. and I'm pretty content with kind of how that fight ended. Got through it. I did waste a few more revives because I ended up dying because I don't know what I was doing, but um, again, if she's invisible, just parry her, then hit into her invisibility, and then her invisible timer goes off and you'll be good. Thank God she never regen. I totally forgot about the fact that she's bugged, that she might regen at some point. As you saw, I was just stunned there for a second because my power stingy buff went off. But for this fight, heal up as much as you can if you expect to be throwing specials, and you'll be okay. Going on to the end of that fight. That fight ended. Something happened. Wait, did she regen? She didn't, right? Why did I quit? Something happened when I quit out there. Why did I quit? She got 30 bar power and I barely even, that's why, because I barely even just revived up and I thought I was gonna kill her that time. Of course. Killed her. Next fight is called Obsidian. This fight's fun. A few things I didn't know about before I went to this fight is how to get him to have buffs. But for this fight, he has 5.7 million % health, but he loses 1% health every time you nullify one of his buffs. For every buff you nullify. And someone told me in chat that his special 1 gives him a buff, and if you already have a stagger up when he throws that, it nullifies and takes away 1% damage. And this fight is a treat compared to all the other fights because you can literally bring in any nullified champion that you want, a 4-star if you want to bring in, and you can get him down easily in 2 shots with a 4-star. With any 5-star you have, any 5-star Mystic champion. Jane Foster can do this fight. Jane Foster's heavy, guaranteed a stagger. And yeah. Even Juggernaut can do this fight. But don't bring them in, they're not worth it. So I was Sim Supreme to this fight. And I did pretty well. Like I just parried him and just got like no damage back. He might have hit into me a few times, but whatever. He does take the normal amount of damage, but I was bleeding him like crazy. Got like 14 bleed stacks down at some point. And before the, I got him down 43%, which is pretty good in one chance for first time ever fighting him. And I didn't really watch other people fighting him, which I should have done. But bring a Nullify champion. Doom is great for this because easy to nullify with him. Sin Supreme is great because easy to nullify with him, especially Awakened. And PP says we want to see a Jug solo now. I'm not going to do it. I'm not bringing Juggernaut into this fight until I maybe 100% Abyss of Legends. Once I 100% Abyss of Legends, I will bring in other champions and mess around with a bunch of fights. I'm not that brave though to just bring it in on a full run. So the next time through, I got him down to, haven't died yet. He hit me. I was almost died at 4%. That's fine. I wasn't. I think I'm down to like 25%. I think. Yeah, so I stayed at 4%. Parrying was fine, but I just bait special ones because my special ones gave him how much percentage did he lose in that second? He lost what, 3 or 4% in that second? He's at 20%. He throws a special one, he's at 19%. Yeah, he lost like 2%. Because 2 buffs nullified. I'm at 4%, I'm doing so well. And then I think I ran out of charges, right? Or then I get hit, huh? Yeah, then I missed. Don't say it if you're not gonna spray it. You'll see, it'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah, I finished this fight off pretty easy. It was 3-shotted. Pretty nice compared to other fights. Probably the least amount of revives used in any champion was for that fight. And then was the Collector. I had 700 units left, and I'm like, you know what? I can do this. That's almost 20 revives. This shouldn't be an issue at all if I can do 5% per hit. Boost it up even more. I had a, I think I put on my special boost because I had a special boost in the overflow because there was one that was in the store that day, the loyalty store, and I went in with Aegon. I think I read his abilities like a second after, but basically for this fight, you want to do as much damage as you can at once, which is what I went for. I didn't try to get as much hits as I want because I don't know how to bait his specials. His special 1 and 2 takes block damage, but if you can parry it, you might take a little less block damage. His special 1 and 2, I believe the end of it, his beams, and just his whatever he throws at you for special 2. I don't know why I brought him in there, but whatever he throws at you for special 2s, you can dexterity the last second of it, and then kind of run at him after. So that's something that's useful to know, which I did. right before I died at some point. Not there though, because his special stun you. Also, any special that hits you stuns you, basically. I had to pause, had to check things. Don't know why that exited. Yeah, I did about 5% every time, and let me tell you, this fight was fun. This fight was fun. By the way, guys, let me know if you have any questions in the chat right now, because I'll be ending the stream in about 15 minutes. So let me know if you have any questions about the Abyss, about the first lane that I went through. I can kind of give you my answer. If I don't have an answer, I'll try and get one for you eventually. Oh, the bunny came through. It's right. Bunny was going to go to bed at this point. That's Miss Dia's bunny, my girlfriend's bunny. He came on stream for a second. But what's important to note is that when you have class disadvantage in the Abyss, the defender has 10% chance to evade your hits. 10% chance. The collector basically gives you class disadvantage for every single player you're using, every single champion you use. So he has a 10% chance to evade, so you gotta be careful of that. But True Strike does cancel out the evade, which is nice. And boy, was I getting low on units. And boy, the last few revives, I was being so silly. Don't ask why. Kill me in specials over and over. And I'm like, you know what? Let's finish with the Ghost. He has like 3% damage, 3% left. Ghost can do this. 60%, 60,000 damage, something like that. That is not an issue. When he's under like 10%, 20,000, yeah, it's not an issue with Ghost. I can do that in 3 hits. So I didn't read that he goes unstoppable after you hit him, which killed me every single time I brought her in. He's at 1%. And I tried Ghost twice, used 2 revives on him. And look at my units right there. I have 2 units left. 2 units left. This is my final revive I can use before I have to find another way to get units. Though, I have plenty. I like over 100 free Cavalier crystals sitting around. The free 4-hour Cavalier crystals sitting around that I didn't bother using. I should have used. Instead of freaking out about units and paying for them, I should have used that. So make sure you save up the 4-hour crystals as much as you can for this event, so you can use even less and less units. So yeah, finished them off with that one. Got my rewards. Went over the rewards at the beginning. Having someone on call was great. Made it really fun the whole second time through. If I do this again, I'm gonna see if I can get someone else on call to kind of BS my way through it. And yeah. Bigger rank, more hits. I'm like reading through what I have. I think I went through everything. And I'm pretty content with my run through. I just hope next time I do it in under 7,000 revives. If you're curious how many revives I used total, it was about 7,700 revives. Sorry, 7,700 units in total. Because the first half I used so many units I shouldn't have used. I thought, oh, I have 4,600 units. I can die as many times as I want. You can't. Gotta be careful there. My face is really bright right now. But that's very important. Is just be careful. Go slow. Take your time in the Abyss. The fights are really long, but try your best with whoever you bring in to get to that 200 hits. Get your combo up to 200. Try your best to do that. If you can't do that, keep practicing. But don't get to 20 hits and keep dying. That's wasting so many hits that you can have on the people you're fighting against. And know who the hard fights are. Know how to counter them. Bring in champions to counter them. Make sure you have room at least. Like, you don't have to bring synergy champions. Synergy champions are a waste. KT1 brought in Quake for synergy. He said that he wished he hadn't brought Quake first few run through. Makes sense. I brought Hood for synergy, but I got to use Hood kind of a bit. But I didn't use Ghost that much. So next time I run through this, I'm going to see if I can bring someone else who does as much damage as quick as possible. Maybe I'll bring Ghost and not bring Hood, and bring someone else instead of Hood. I don't have a Human Torch. I don't have a Nick Fury. I don't have a Doom. But there's plenty of time to mess around in the Abyss and try it and see which champions work. Star-Lord apparently it might work. It just takes more revives. A full Domino Trinity might work. It's just gonna take a while because you have to parry heavy, but there's no limber. You use as much parries as you want. Not gonna work against anyone who's incinerate immune. Mephisto. So yeah, just take your time. But if chat has any questions, let me know if you guys have any questions. If not, I'll finish the stream. I'll give you guys 2 minutes to ask questions. We're at 128 right now. So at 1:30, I'll finish the stream while I look up who else is streaming right now, if anybody. But if you guys have any questions, let me know about the Abyss. Send me a comment below. Send me a line message. And I want to see if, like, oh, we're probably going to ask when my next run is. I was thinking of, like, in a week, but then I don't have units for it. I was thinking about buying units, but I don't want to buy units. So, yeah. Oh, Din's doing it. Dude, that's nice. So is he. But right now there's no questions. But my next run's going to be when I finally have enough units to go for another run. When I save about 4,000 units. At that point I'll buy more units after that. But I'm going to try and save about 4,000 and see what I can do. I'll be running arena often. Though I don't want to, but I can. See who's streaming right now. Who is streaming? Yeah, don't buy the units beforehand. Just try and find. Yeah, A-Rob's right. This is permanent content. Just farm it and get as much units as you can. Farm potions, because having potions is useful to be more than 40% up. The more units you have. Plus, they just change the amount that potions do. Level 5 potions give you 10,000, which is great. Oh, Jay's going. That's great. Copy link. Whoa, it's 2. But yeah, farm up as much units as you can with arena. If you are a spender of the game, go for it. This content is definitely worth spending. As I said, it's around like, I don't know, 20,000 units worth, maybe 30,000 units worth for just completion rewards at the moment, the way the game is. So if you're just buying 4,000 units or maybe like 6,000 units, like for one completion, it's worth it. But that's if you spend in the game. But anyways, thank you guys for being here today, for letting me go through this with you guys, my Abyss run. Let me talk about this over and over for the past hour and a half. Hit me up online, hit me up on Discord, hit me up on YouTube, and just let me know if you have more questions. But at the moment, let's try and raid Jay. He is another YouTuber. He's doing arena, it looks like right now. And I just put his link in the chat. And I just go hashtag Coop Group. But thank you guys for being here. I'll see you guys later. This is Coop signing off. Happy gaming and good luck in the Abyss.